Okay, so to operate the awning, you press and hold the awning extend button for 3 seconds.
Look what color it is, guys!
When you're red.
Damn, Mimi. Oh, you're not kidding. I already said I want to take him to the VACSB. We're driving it. Take it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
It
So I would say,
Okay.
Yeah.
all right, I would say this about the awning. If you're not going to be sitting outside of the vehicle or you're not in the vehicle, don't leave the awning out. If you're going to go out for lunch or you're not going to be here, you're going to use the bathroom or whatever, don't leave the awning out. It does have a safety in there that if the wind goes above 12 miles an hour, it'll automatically go slow itself.
That's going to be like every day.
But you would want to make sure that you would not want to rely on those safety mechanisms. I don't know how expensive these are, but they're extremely, it's a pain in the neck. And you just want to make sure that it's safe. The vehicle's safe and you don't want to cause any damage. To stow it, you do the same thing. You press and hold the button, and away it goes. So hit the
I'm guessing that's not supposed to happen.
Oh, it'll work.
Get the crank.
Yeah, we're gonna get the crank.
Maybe it's because that one's on an angle. Maybe. That needs to be pushed up.
Huh. Well, we'll leave it down for now. I got to do a little homework. All right, so we'll start here on right here on the outside of the vehicle. This is the gray water tank. So if you guys don't know, imagine fresh water was clear water. Gray water is not fresh water. Okay. Like I said, inside the vehicle was built so that enough clean water will fill up the the black water tank. Don't ever add more clear water without emptying this water here, because it will just cause it to back up. Okay, so you go like this. You'll see that right now. So this is the black water tank. There's sensors in here to show how full it is when we press those buttons on the inside in the bathroom. Also, this is the lever to empty it, and you'll also see that it's plugged in. Now the good news is, this is the hose that you use to connect the black water tank to the disposal system. And I would recommend that you wear gloves when you use this. This is brand new, so that's why I'm not wearing gloves. But this pulls out, you connect this to the bottom, and once this is connected and this other end is in the hole at the RV dump station, and you pull that lever and it empties out. Okay?
It's called a stinky slinky.
Is that a stinky slinky? I like it. And for this, and by the way, today, before you guys got here, I unlocked all of these compartments. I recommend that anytime you stop, that everything is locked, because there's a lot of sensitive information here. All right, or a lot of sensitive equipment. Also, this particular cord is plugged in for your heater down below. It's a compartment heater that'll run when it's plugged into when the generator's on, or it's plugged into a shoreline. That heater will keep this compartment warm and allow the gray water not to freeze. So right now it's winterized. So once you start adding water to it, you have to make sure that you operate in conditions that are not below 32 degrees. Also the step. So you notice the step again, the step is out. And for example, the step closes. I've turned it back on. I've set it automatically where the step closes every time the door is closed. At the same time, you'll see that it opens every time it's open. So again, you'll want to turn this, once it's out, you want to make sure that you turn the switch off. If you're parked for the day and going to be seeing a lot of people, you just don't want the wear and tear on the step. Also, you should not step on the step while the step is moving. So you want to make sure it's completely out before you step on it. It's got a 1,000-pound rating one time. That's a joke. You can put 1,000 pounds on that once. You just don't want to ride it as it's coming out, okay? You'll notice inside here this handle, say for example, you'll lose power or something malfunctions and you have to put the step away, because if you don't put the step away, then you can't get the vehicle out of park. So you'll see this handle here. I've pulled that handle out and turned it. You'll take these two switches here and just shove it back in. There you go. And then you have to remember to turn this back, to turn this and push it back in. Because if you don't turn it, push it back in, when you go around the turn, the steps will slide back out. That's only used under emergency situations if the step doesn't work. And you'll notice here there's 3 magnetic switches that operate that step for maintenance purposes. If somebody smashes one of those, smashes that off, steps are not going to work properly. So you have to be sensitive to this area here. That's why there's this cover on there. But since we don't have that problem, we can turn it back on, close the door, and it doesn't work. So that's how you use the steps. This little gadget here I'm going to put in my pocket for right now, because when we get to this next door, I'm going to show you what this is for. You've got this stinky slinky, thank you for that. And we also have the outlet, and there are switches on this, and there's Cat 6 outside. So if you're going to set up shop outside to do work, you can have your computer plugged into that. All right, then we have exterior lights, and there's switches on the board for those. This is your fresh water fill. This is your fresh water fill. When you pull up somewhere, you're going to fill it up at one of your buildings, and you're going to use a garden hose to fill it up. What you're going to do is you're going to connect your garden hose to this, and then this is going to go on here. You always have to do this because you don't really know what the pressure coming out of the hose is, and if there's too much pressure filling up the clear water, you will have a problem. You'll probably start breaking lines. You saw those were just all plastic lines in there. So you want to make sure that you always use this, and that is always stored in with the other plumbing area. Okay. Okay, so this is a shoreline. You'll see right here where it says it's 50 amp service. And you'll see it says right on the cord it's 50 amp. It's 36 feet long, and what happens is that you'll take this cord. You're going to plug it in on the other side. I'll show you where to plug it in on the other side of the building or other side of the vehicle. And you'll also want to make sure that you can use this cord to bring it down to 120. So with this, when this is plugged in, you can run everything on the vehicle except heat and air conditioning at the same time. If you have this, if you use this, this converts this so you can plug it into any household outlet, and this could help keep the batteries charged. Okay? This won't run, I do not believe that this will run the space heaters, the compartment heaters for the water. You'll have to plug those into this because those really draw a lot of power. Okay? These are never, you can see that these are just cables on here. They're not meant to be seats or to stand on them, so please make sure that you don't, because you may get hurt and secondarily damage the vehicle. Okay? Any questions? All right. So let's talk about the wheelchair lift. Okay. Again, this locks, and I unlocked this before we got here today. First thing you have to do once you open the door is to take this rod that's in this spot here on the door. And keep the door from swinging. On a windy day, if you don't put that safety in place, you'll get cracked with the door and it doesn't feel good.
What'd we do?
Right over here.
He hooks it to the back.
Oh,
So that's clipped there, just a simple little rod that keeps the door from blowing open and closed, okay?
okay.
So there's three things that need to happen to operate the wheelchair lift. Vehicle needs to be running, the jacks need to be down, and the parking brake needs to be set.
Running,
Yes, all three of those things need to happen. I think it'll work without the jacks being down, but it's not recommended. But for today's demonstration, we're going to run it without the jacks, okay? I'll be right there. Was he really? Aw. Okay, you'll see the controllers hanging right inside the door here.